Hey guys, it's Nick back for another video, and I'm really excited to have my guest on the show today because he is a dear friend, and I'm really excited to have him on the show today. So today we've got Leon. Leon, thanks for being on the show, man.
How you doing? How you doing?
Good.
Thank you for having me.
No
It's been a
problem.
while, hasn't it, Nick?
Indeed it has. So just tell the guys listening at home just who you are, your background, and how you got involved in digital marketing.
Okay, so as you can probably hear from my beautiful accent, I'm originally from London. I'm now living in the United States, in Florida. Prior to getting into digital marketing, I was actually an electrician here. Actually quite, I love that industry, but to to become a fully certified electrician, you have to be in it for 6 years. And being a quite a mature fellow, I didn't really want to study that trade for the next 6 years of my life, and then essentially, you know, do manual labor, if that makes sense. So just under a year ago, I started following Matt Tran, and then through Matt Tran, I found Seth's course, and thankfully now I can actually say I'm a digital marketing manager for a company which will go nameless at the present moment, which is actually based in Florida. But I manage all of their marketing for the United States digitally. And I would not have been able to do that without Seth's course, essentially.
Nice. And all that in under a year. You should be proud
Yeah,
of that. So the course does work, but you did have a bit of like a rocky start getting there. You found some,
yes.
kind of landmines, and that's what you wanted to tell us about today.
Yeah, so what I do want to stress is that the course 100% works, but
It's like
you,
because it works, this is stuff you got
yeah,
to watch out for. Like when none
yeah,
of us are saying the course doesn't work. If it didn't work, we wouldn't have jobs and I wouldn't be doing this show. But like
most
given that it does work, these are some things you ran
yeah.
into and that
So
you guys
these are the
have to
things
watch
that you
out
have to
for.
these are the things that you got to be careful for. So, although in the course Seth states that he's teaching us the basics, um, my experience is that unfortunately some people don't even know the basics. So you're under the perception that when you're going for your first job, or you're starting, you think that you don't know anything, but don't be fooled. You know actually quite a bit. You know more than some people who actually self-proclaimed digital marketers. So where you have to be careful is what information you give out in the interview stage. Now in the course, Seth does recommend that we put together like a template of an account structure if you're doing like applying for a PPC job, or other, he makes other recommendations like for SEO and so forth. But what I'd say is be very careful. Like I'll give you an example of what happened to me. So in my early stages of going for interviews or getting interviews, I was asked by a potential employer to put together an action plan of what I would do in my first 90 days. And I remember calling Nick. How I met Nick is that we thought we weren't getting anywhere with the course. We actually, to be honest, we were thinking, oh, we paid this money, and our results weren't the same as everyone else's. But essentially, what happened was when I went through that interview, the guy took my 90-day action plan that Nick helped me with, and essentially incorporated it. And he said he'll give me a phone call back the next day. And me being gullible Leon, I trusted in what he was saying, and he didn't call me back, but yet he used the 90-day action plan and incorporated it into his website.
I actually remember going back to the website. Like I remember helping you with that plan. And then a little while later I went back to the website and then I saw the layout of the website completely changed. It looked much better and cleaner, but I was like, Leon, isn't pretty much this the stuff we suggested doing?
Yes. So, again, I really want to stress, as much as Seth says the information, and it may come across as very easy, people just don't understand what we do. And in the role itself. Even when you work at some agencies, some management in the agencies don't understand what it is that you do or how to go about what we're doing. Like, to give you an idea, I worked for an agency for a while, again, that shall remain nameless, but in that particular agency, all they did was on-page optimizations. They did not know anything about backlinking. And, you know, if you refer to the modules in what Seth teaches us, he teaches us what backlinking is and how to go about doing it. That wasn't being done at all in that agency. And that agency had over 100 customers. So imagine you're paying your monthly retainer or whatever it may be to a company, and they don't even know what backlinking is. How would you feel about, you know, potentially joining them? And would you really want to work for a company like that? So
a lot of business owners don't even know what that is, so they wouldn't have any like frame or reference. But
it's just essentially, so at the same agency, they couldn't do any SEO work for the customer, any of their customers, unless they had a WordPress site. So essentially, if they subscribed to SEO, they weren't getting any SEO work done unless it was a WordPress site. And, you know, it was kind of crazy because what I did learn is that, you know, although we're taught about themes in the course, some companies actually build custom themes. And what you'll find, if a company has a custom theme, if you upgrade a plugin, which is what we're taught to do, it can actually crash some sites. So, you know, that alone, you know, I was taught in that company never to do an upgrade on a WordPress plugin. So, like, to you and I, that seems alien. But yeah, that was the norm at this particular agency. I had another experience where I worked in-house for another company where somebody had been doing digital marketing before me, and they had basically all the strings and all the locks to the WordPress site, and I wasn't being given access to the back end of this company's website, and I was tasked to try and manage it. I wasn't being given access. So in the meantime, I worked on their AdWords account, and I was told within my first 4 days that I'm not creating an impact in the company when I actually had saved them over $1,000 just by editing their AdWords account. So that is one particular example. Another example, you know, I don't want to go into it too much detail, but essentially, my boss, he was a social media specialist, but that's all he understood. He didn't understand SEO. He didn't understand how to work WordPress. He didn't understand Google AdWords. So, but he was my manager. So this was an in-house position for a company. So what I couldn't understand is, well, if he says he's my manager, how could he then give me any type of direction? Because he had no idea of what to basically do. Essentially, it was the guy's wife. The guy's wife basically was a digital marketing manager, and you know, she had done some good stuff for the company, but it was just a total mess. And she had actually taken over from an agency. So, you know, to give you an idea, you know, when Seth talks about the structure of an AdWords campaign, so, you know, we talk about the keywords and then the ad groups and all that kind of stuff. There was just no structure. There was like, I think it was about 30 keywords in one ad group.
My God. And you said like what she did was still an improvement over the agency. So just think about
it was still an improvement over the agency, but it was still messy, and I still didn't have access. Yeah. So, you know, I was tidying up. I could see what I was doing, as in like I had reduced the irrelevant clicks, you know, just negative keywords, add those to the negative list, and just start to tidy up the campaign. But because people in the company or the owners don't understand really what you do, they were seeing it as I wasn't doing anything, but I didn't have access to the back end. So, you unfortunately that opportunity I never got to continue my good work, and I was asked to go, which was quite surprising because I was only there for 3 weeks. So, I was like, being that was like one of my first experiences in digital marketing, I was like, damn, what have I really done? But it dawned upon me, wow, really, it came down to people not really understanding what this is, and also people who are already in the industry protecting their jobs. Because guess what? That same girl, she's gone back to that company and she's doing the same position. What does that tell you?
It pretty much confirms what I think you and I have just pointed out to each other. Like, since we met, it's like, not only do a lot of people in general, like who aren't digital marketers, not understand what we do, but a lot of people who have been in this industry for like, longer than Seth has, don't
Yes.
even know what they're doing.
Yeah. There's a lot of people who are in it that, they make things complicated. Like, you can work at an agency, for example, and, the really great thing about the course, like, I'm a very simple person. I don't like to complicate things. I get confused when things start to get complicated. That's how simple I am. So what I've realized is that people or some managers and agencies, they make things complicated for no reason. And, that it's unnecessary. It's all about simplifying things. So when someone else comes in and looks at how an AdWords campaign is set up, they can make sense of it and then make the improvements that need to be made. You'd be surprised what and how these accounts are set up. I'd say the best AdWords campaign I've seen is where I'm at now, and even that is not perfect. And I've been in this industry now for, I'd say, working in it for about 8 to 9 months, and I still feel like I don't know enough. But given the background of where we come from, I've been well and truly, I'm more than qualified to be in this industry, and so are you, just by going through Seth's course. But the key thing is as a takeaway, what you guys remember is that it's not basic, and be careful what you let out to the public, because people will just take what you know and run with it. And sometimes it means you go through an interview and you think you don't know anything, but you're actually giving them information on how to run a structured account properly. So that's where you guys need to really be careful.
Right. I mean, I honestly think, there definitely is more to learn. Seth's course doesn't go into everything. There's plenty more to learn, but like he always says, it is basic, and it is. But if you think about it, basic is what pretty much everyone's supposed to know. But if most people who are digital marketers don't know a lot of this, that fundamentally means it's not basic. I like to say Seth teaches what should be basic.
Basic, yeah. You hit the nail right on the head there. So I'd say the key takeaway really is just to be very vigilant with the information you do have. Like, in the course, Seth, for PPC, managing a PPC account, Seth has the 14 stages of managing a PPC account. Never, ever, ever, ever give that away. This dummy here did that by accident in one of my interviews. So, that was something that, essentially we paid for the course. Why would you then give it away for free? I think Seth is trying to, and that this is a high income skill. I don't mean to sound like, Dan Locke here, but at the end of the day, you paid for that skill. You shouldn't just give it away to someone for free. They've got to pay for that privilege. So be very vigilant in terms of what you give away. What I do want to say is, don't let people in this industry confuse you. And don't let people think that you don't know anything, because you've learned quite a lot in that course. Like, you learned more than they care to know. But to a degree, I think at this stage, I even feel like I know a little bit more about digital marketing. Not even a little bit, I know a considerable amount more than my manager who manages me. And that's just, I have under a year's experience of digital marketing as a whole. And, my manager, he went to university to study marketing. You
Then
know,
how can he know less than you? I thought university was supposed to teach you everything you
oh
need.
yeah,
Isn't that?
university, the way you need to go in life.
Oh
Like,
yes. Yeah,
like
because they obviously teach digital marketing in college, or the other course Matt promotes, high ticket closing. They sell that, or how to sell stuff on Amazon. You know, they have majors for all of that. What?
exactly.
Oh wait, they don't. Oh, well, you should just still go to college because to college. Yeah, that's
And that's the thing, you know. Maybe like I'm quite an older chap. I'm in my 30s. So if I'm in my 30s and I'm happy to learn digital marketing, anyone who's in their late teens, early 20s, this is a really great opportunity for you to start something new. The industry is one of the best industries in the world in terms of the work-life balance. The whole reason I wanted to get into this is I wanted to get my time back. I live in Florida, South Florida. I want to go to the beach. I want to go, although I'm quite old, I have a young heart. So, I like to go to the beach, I like to go running. I like to I've got quite an active social life. With my current job, I'll be able to go back to visit my homeland, which is London in the UK. And that's only because I've done digital marketing. And that was, thanks to Seth, essentially, Seth and Matt. Without me taking a leap of faith and taking an online course, which I would have never have done in a million years, so I wish I had done it a lot more sooner. I knew about the course, a year prior to actually signing up, and I sat on it for a year. That was like one of my biggest regrets. And you don't have to make that regret. If you're already in the course, you're doing it, just get on with it. Just get your certifications, get practicing, always learn, always be learning, just be open. And if you don't understand something, Google it, literally.
or the forum. There is a forum in the course. That's pretty much what it's there for.
Yeah, the forum's really good. The forum's good. But then, networking, like if you, in the forum, you've got my details and then you've got Nick's details. All of us are ready to help with any queries that you may have. We're here to help, because at the end of the day, it will change your life. It has changed mine.
Well, there you go. And before we sign off, do you have any other last words of wisdom for people in the course or anything like that?
Just don't lose the faith, and just take it in your stride. At the end of the day, it might seem like a lot of work initially, or you may not understand it, but don't worry. Like, if I can do it, I'm the most simple person in the world. I'm in my 30s, so I'm a little bit on the slow side. So if I can do it, you guys can definitely do it, and you can definitely be successful. 100%.
Well, there you go. Well, thanks, Leon, for being on the show and sharing with us all those tips and just things we need to look out for when we apply to jobs. If you guys want to get in touch with us, I'll link our LinkedIn's down in the description below and a link to the course we're talking about. So thanks for tuning in, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Take care.